University Consortium Archives. This new pedestrian path that connects through the R&D arrives at the proposed south edge of the plaza, where we are introduced to the first view of the new south elevation of the Atira complex. Walking along the shaded colonnade, one can peek into the archives inserted in the mill structure through the glass facade. The colonnade drops you off at the next node of the circulation, the archives reception. It occurs at the intersection of various circulations and connects the two arms of the archives that are intrinsically very different by design.
Currently, the Atira building isolates the north and the south with access only at the two ends of the opaque block. Additionally, the workspaces on the two sides prevent any meaningful relationship between the central circulation and the outside spaces. By discarding the old circulation and bringing the central circulation out next to the plaza, the wilderness can penetrate from the open north facade. The spaces on the ground floor become the mediators between the plaza, catering to the collective on the south, and the wilderness, catering to the individual on the north. Additionally, the opaque block is made porous by creating punctures bridging the collective and individual. The ground floor holds the public programs of the UCA. The reception holds the vertical circulation and the public restrooms. The admin space is adjoining the reception next to a digital access room to access online archive subscriptions. Two reading rooms with collective spaces on the circulation side and individual research cabins on the wilderness side have been proposed, and the old reception is converted into a lounge connected to the auditorium cafeteria and the vertical circulation. A similar layout has been employed on the first floor where the formal archives start. The archives of St. Xavier's College, GLS University, LM College of Pharmacy have been proposed here alongside admin offices for the three. All are accessed by an external balcony circulation that has been added to the south facade corresponding to the ground floor circulation. All of the spaces look down into the double volume to the north, responding to the wilderness. The second and the third floor houses the archives for bigger institutes, namely Ahmedabad University, Gujarat University, and on the third floor, IIM Ahmedabad. Considering the multiple institutes under each of these larger space requirements, the floor here extends to the facade with punctures on the floor plan, while a balcony is added where there is an entrance in the south facade. These added balconies on the south facade rest on a steel structure which extends to the terrace level to support a roof. The roof extends over the width of the ground floor circulation next to the plaza, unifying the circulation on different levels. This addition unifies the new south facade in the south elevation. On the other hand, in the northern facade, windows are removed at the first floor level, and on the second and the third floor level, the removal corresponds to where the floor has been removed. This hints at the carving out of the volume behind the otherwise untouched iconic facade. This duality of removal from the north facade and addition to the south facade also corresponds to the southward reorientation of the previously north facing campus. On the left side of the reception are the second arm of the archives and the exhibition. Access to these again goes through the reception by going up and immediately taking a left from the steps of the mid landing. A bridge connects you to the entrance of the other three archives of SEPT, NID, LD College of Engineering. Access through the mezzanine level. While the nature of the previous proposal was scooping out, these archives result from a mechanical addition to the hollowed out mills. By removing any non structural component, the 12 feet becomes 24 feet wide, facilitating the insertion of archives housed within a glass box. Independent of the old structure, steel uprights have been used to support the modular mechanism with a pair of steel columns repeating at every 12 feet. These uprights hold the cantilevered shelves that can be removed and inserted as required to allow greater flexibility to the various dimensions of objects stored in these archives. The lower floor is accessed from within using an internal staircase. To access the exhibition, again by taking a left from the reception and stepping down along the space outside the glass box, one arrives at the exhibition lobby. This lobby, with the archives in its backdrop, reminds anyone accessing the exhibition of the institution of the archives. Here again, the individual act of accessing the archives and the collective act of accessing the exhibition through the lobby are juxtaposed. The movement from an individual experience of the archives to a collective experience of the exhibition is marked by stepping out of the main building and into the shell of the warehouse. While the ground steps down to become a garden space, the exhibition is accessed using a mesh bridge leading to the glass box island at the center of the garden floor. While the R&D reused the old truss of the warehouse, the exhibition displays are hung from the new roof of the island, taking the load off the walls and making the glass box possible. The shell also houses a small workshop to aid the exhibition. The exit again leads back to the lobby, but instead of returning to the reception, simply moves along the archives and leads them to join the walker's path. The sunken catalog room here, the common material processing point of the archives, acts as a buffer between the structure and the walker's path. This path eventually leads back to the southward node of the arrival of the edge of the plaza with the south elevation glimpse.